This is a video to address the last part of question 6 in the foundation end of chapter 4 biology test. So we're on part D. Light intensity, temperature and concentration of carbon dioxide are factors that affect the rate of photosynthesis. Scientists investigated the effects of these three factors on the rate of photosynthesis in tomato plants growing in a greenhouse. The graph below shows the scientists' results. So what have we got? We've got rate of photosynthesis, just like before, in arbitrary units, and we've got light intensity, and this time they've given an actual unit of light intensity measured in lux. Initially it might look quite confusing. There are 4 lines. The dotted lines here are tests which have been conducted at 25 degrees. So this dotted line and this dotted line or dashed line. Actually, this really fine dotted line, is a 20 degree one, and this solid one is a 20 degree one. So they're changing the temperatures between 20 and 25 degrees, and they're also changing the CO2 from 0.03 percent concentration to 0.1% concentration. So a farmer in the UK wants to grow tomatoes commercially in a greenhouse. The farmer read about the scientists' investigation. During the growing season for tomatoes in the UK, natural daylight has an intensity higher than 30,000 lux. The farmer decided therefore to use the following conditions in his greenhouse: 20 degrees, 0.1% concentration of CO2 and no extra lighting. And we have to suggest why he has chosen these three things and not anything else. And you can see that it's a 4-mark question, so we're looking to say 4 things. So first thing I said, for all of the tested temperatures and CO2 concentration, increasing the light intensity above 20,000 lux doesn't change the rate of photosynthesis, and that's justifying why 30,000 lux would be sufficient. If you went less than 20,000, it would slow photosynthesis down, but if you're above 20,000 lux, it would have no light intensity, would have no further effect. So 0.1% concentration of CO2 is better than 0.03% concentration of CO2 in both of the comparisons you can make at the 2 different temperatures. So here's 20 degrees, that's at the lower concentration, and this is at your higher concentration, and photosynthesis is happening faster at the higher one. And similarly, at 25 degrees the story is similar. So you can see here the rate of photosynthesis is higher at the higher concentration of CO2 than at the lower concentration of CO2 here. What isn't necessarily backed up directly by this data is the fact that he's chosen, the farmer, to use 20 degrees centigrade. And you can see that 25 degrees is definitely better at making photosynthesis happen faster. Now, if you're heating a greenhouse, I thought that heating a greenhouse up to 25 degrees and running the heater for that extra amount of time would cost you more money. So that's what I've said here. The extra cost of heating the greenhouse to 25 degrees rather than 20 degrees was not worth the additional benefits of faster growing tomatoes. So here is the mark scheme itself. If you want to have correct it, so you can use pause, it's this part here. So pause yourself and give yourself 1 mark for each bullet point you've got.